You're still the dumb one, Dad said. Overstake. While I sent $1,200 a month for 3 years, so I froze the accounts and called my lawyer, Evict them. I was 17 when my dad told me I would never be smart enough for college. He said it at dinner like he was talking about the weather. Your brother got the brains. You got nothing. Better start learning a trade. My brother Kevin laughed. My mom just kept eating. Nobody defended me. Nobody ever did. I believed him for a long time. I dropped out of high school at 18 and started working construction. I was good with my hands. I learned fast. By 22, I was running my own small crew. By 26, I had my own company. By 30, I was pulling in more money than my dad ever made in his life. But I never told them. I let them think I was still struggling. I let them think I was still the dumb one. When I was 28, my dad lost his job. He worked at the same factory for 23 years and they let him go without warning. My mom called me crying. She said they couldn't make the mortgage. She said they were going to lose the house. I should have let them figure it out, but I didn't. I set up an automatic transfer, $1,200 every month straight into their account. I told them it was a loan from a friend. I told them they could pay it back when they got on their feet. They never questioned it. They never said thank you either. 3 years went by, $43,000. I paid their mortgage, their utilities, their car insurance. I kept them in that house and they never knew it was me. Last Thanksgiving, I drove home for the first time in 2 years. Kevin was there with his wife and kids. He worked at a car dealership. Decent job, nothing special. But to my parents, he was still the golden child. We sat down for dinner. My dad carved the turkey like he was king of something. My mom kept fussing over Kevin's kids. Nobody asked me anything about my life. Then my dad looked at me across the table and said, "So you still doing that hammer and nail stuff?" "I own a construction company," I said. He snorted. "Sure you do," Kevin smirked. "Come on, Dad. He's probably just swinging a hammer for someone else and calling himself a boss." Everyone laughed. My mom, my dad, Kevin's wife, even the kids giggled, not knowing what was funny but joining in anyway. I didn't say anything. I just kept eating. Later that night, my dad cornered me in the kitchen. He had a beer in his hand and that look he always got when he wanted something. "Listen," he said, "your mom and I are thinking about taking a cruise. We've had a rough few years. We deserve it." I waited. "That friend of yours who's been helping us out, you think he could lend a little more just for the trip? We'd pay it back." I stared at him. "You want more money? It's not a big deal. We're family." I nodded slowly. "Right, family." I drove home that night and couldn't sleep. I kept hearing him laugh. I kept hearing Kevin call me a hammer swinger. I kept seeing my mom smile while they mocked me. The next morning, I called my accountant. I told him to stop the transfers immediately. Then I called my lawyer. "The house my parents live in." I said, "I've been paying the mortgage for 3 years. What are my options?" He looked into it. Turns out my parents had missed so many payments before I started helping that the bank was ready to foreclose. I had been the only thing keeping them afloat. And since I wasn't on the deed, I had no legal claim to the property. But I also had no legal obligation to keep paying. "If you stop the payments," my lawyer said, "the bank will start foreclosure proceedings within 90 days. I told him to let it happen. 2 weeks later, my parents got a letter from the bank. My mom called me in a panic. "Something's wrong with the account. The money stopped coming. Can you call your friend?" I told her there was no friend. There never was. It was me the whole time. Silence. Then she started crying. "Why would you do this to us? I didn't do anything to you. I did everything for you for 3 years and all I got was laughed at." She said they didn't mean it. She said my dad was just joking. She said I was being too sensitive. I hung up. My dad called next. He didn't apologize. He demanded to know why I stopped the payments. He said I owed them for raising me. "You told me I was dumb. Every chance you got, you made me feel like nothing. That was just tough love. No, it was cruelty, and I'm done paying for it." The foreclosure went through 4 months later. My parents moved into a small rental apartment. Kevin took them in for a while. He kicked them out after 6 weeks. My mom sent me a letter. She said they didn't know I was successful. She said they would have treated me differently if they had known. That was the worst part. They only wanted to respect me if I had money. The son who worked hard and built something from nothing didn't matter. Only the dollar signs. This all could have been avoided, but he said,